knocked out. Probably cost him millions of dollars. Here's what Snyder said, and you react to it afterwards. Here's Snyder.
The officiating in this league is a damn disgrace. When they decide games, that's when we're in real trouble. John does this little thing and he calls a 2-minute penalty with 2 minutes left in the game. He's trying to decide the game, and he's a lousy goddamn official. I don't care how much I get fined, because the truth is the truth, and everybody in the stands knows it. Everybody in this city knows it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a disgrace.
That cost him $50,000.
He's saying if everybody knows it. Everybody knows it already, then why does it have to be said again? He knows damn well that he's going to get fined for saying something like that. And he's saying that he knows it, that everybody knows it, so why say it again? He's going out on a limb here saying this kind of stuff, you know. And he knows, I think, that he knows where the boundaries are. He knows where to cross the line and when not to.
Freedom of speech.
Katie, do you get fined at your business?
No.
You're allowed to say anything you want about Johnny Cash or June Carter?
We're free.
I got to just quickly. I work for Mr. Snyder. He is a class gentleman and a class family, and he knows exactly what he's doing at all times. And when he made that little scrum and had that, he knew he was going to get fined.
That doesn't mean it's right, though.
That he did it?
No, that doesn't mean it's right that he was fined.
That he got fined?
I see. You know what?
Yes, it does. His team got told 20 years ago he's going to get fined.
It doesn't matter if you've been told that. We're talking about the philosophy of telling someone that. Why should a guy, an owner who's invested so much in a team, we're talking millions of dollars, get a terrible call like that and not have the right to vent a little bit? That puts the referees in a class of nobody else. They can't be touched.
I'll tell you simply why. Because it's to protect the integrity of your sport, of your game. If you let everybody run rampant, then everybody would have an axe to grind and just kick the living tar out of your sport, and suddenly you have a whole world out there saying hockey is the worst sport in the world.
I think he's got a right to vent. I think he's got a right to his opinion, and he's got a right to get it out there.
But he got fined for it.
Whether or not he got fined for it, that's fine. But he vented. He got it out.
That's fine. He got fined. It's okay then, right? We're winning your
No, she didn't say that. You said right, she didn't respond. Okay, you're talking about the Flyers, and you're talking about the integrity of the sport. Take a look at just a little sampling of some of the things that they did in the Leaf series called diving here. Guys acting, trying to make the most out of an official who maybe is a little bit uptight. It's a playoff game, trying to play him. Is that unsportsmanlike in your minds, or is that just smart gameplay?
No, it's unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it is unsportsmanlike.
I mean, I'll bring soccer into it here. People start diving now. You get a caution. You get a yellow card for that now. You didn't used to do that. People were taking advantage of the systems, so to speak, and you know, that's just unsportsmanlike. I mean, if you're going to get hit, let's take one. Don't go down and look for a call. I mean, that's being a baby. Come on.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Brian. It is.
I was raised with the guy who invented the dive, the guy who invented flopping all over. Bill Barber. Thank you very much, Mike. You know exactly that. And you know what? It's the dumbest thing in the world. And you look stupid and you look dumb, and everybody knows it. The audience know it, your team knows it, the other team knows it, and the referee. You know what the referee should do? The referee should go over to a guy who does that and go, nice dive, now get up and play the game.
He should be fine.
If they had more of a sense of humor about it, right, you know what? It's the stupidest thing in the world. But you know what irritates me? You said it, and I'm not agreeing with you because I'm never going to agree with Michael Landsberg, is the fact that you're right. The referee should say, hey, you want to make a fool of yourself? I'll let you sit for two. There is a rule called diving, but you know what? Did it go by the boards now, Michael? Is it not called anymore? I don't know.
I'm still reveling.
That's the guy that should be fined. That's not being professionalism. Like, we're talking about the owners for Philadelphia being fined for being not professional. Guys that are diving, that's not professional. They should be fined.
I'm still reveling in the phrase that you said. Let me just say it again. You're right. I heard it come from you, Terry Crisp. You said you're right. And on that note, we will go to break. And when Off the Record returns, they say that it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Should teams be the judge of a guy's life away from the game when OTR returns?
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg is brought to you by the Cake Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends, see you tonight.
Keep your eye on things while I'm gone. Keep it on things. Don't you try everything while I'm gone. Keep it on things.
The exhilarating vapor blast of new Max Air makes it taste different from other gums. Results may vary.
It's fun to smother French fries in Heinz tomato ketchup until they can't breathe anymore. Heinz tomato ketchup. It will smother French fries until they can't breathe.
Meet Diane Vogan. Diane always dreamed of owning a lakeside cottage. So Diane came to us, and we helped. Now she has a place where she and her family can escape to each weekend. A place where she can relax. A place where she can, well, she's doing it right now, isn't she? Happy landings, Diane. Introducing a new way of borrowing. The Scotia Total Equity Plan. Get what you want out of life.
The exhilarating vapor blast of new Max Air.
This is Max Air, target confirmed. Max Air, lock on target.
Makes it taste different from other gums.
Max Air, locked in.
Results may vary.
Unfortunately, it's not all happy in pro sports right now. 2 passings, and I think that there's some issues that come from this. Mark Tuanay, 15 years, an offensive lineman, a very good one for the Dallas Cowboys. Released last year, interestingly, not because of problems off the field, because of knee problems. He had problems with alcohol, with substance, with fighting. In fact, was kicked out of UCLA. He said in 1993, it's day-to-day, year-to-year battle. I'm not sure that I will ever be able to handle it. He's talking about life. Does a professional sports team like the Dallas Cowboys have more of a responsibility to a guy like Tuanay than they showed over the 15 years of his career?
Brian, you're the youngster in the business right now. Give us your opinion, please.
You know, first of all, I think that if a guy's got a track record of being, a troublemaker or whatever, or being a substance abuser, I think coaches and management should take that into consideration before you sign a player like that, because you know damn well what you're getting yourself into when you sign a player like this. If a guy's like that, before you sign him, he's sure as hell going to be the same when you sign him. And, I mean, Terry?
You know what? The unfortunate part, guys, is that it all culminates in what we see out here now, a funeral and a death and a lot of hard feelings on families, or families that are going to get people. But you know what? We talked about earlier, Michael, it's called tough love. And yes, you definitely do have a responsibility. I coached junior hockey for 6 years in Sault Ste. Marie. Parents gave me their kids from 16 to 20 years old. I was responsible for those boys from the time they're 16 to 20, their curfews, their habits, their eats, everything. Yes, somebody has to step up. But you know what? The teammates are just as responsible as anything else, and the teammates are the ones that should have more control because they're with them more than anybody else. But you know what? By and large, if you go over every incident that's happened, I guarantee you, if you got in behind the scenes, Michael, like you'd love to do, the teammates would tell you, listen, we did all we possibly could. He just wasn't listening. He just wasn't getting the message. He just didn't.
I think that's the point where the team needs to step in, though.
They do, Kate. I mean, I've been with guys in the locker room, and they said to them, hey, take your head out of your rear end, for crying out loud. You're ruining your career. You're ruining your family.
Do you think they did enough, though?
Well, what more can they do? I mean, there comes a certain point when you are responsible for you.
That's
you
true.
Leave the room and you grab your keys and you put them in your car.
Very true.
Short
Very
of
true.
physically, and you know what? Maybe physically we should retain them from now on.
What do the Dallas Cowboys do? Because the person that actually told the story of how Tuanay ended up dying from a drug overdose was Nicky Sualua, who's a running back for the Dallas Cowboys right now. What do you do with a guy like that right now?
Oh, boy. First off, counseling with everybody, his teammates and everything else. You just graduated from university in this area. Big time counseling. No, but I'm going to ask you, does counseling always work for him? Is that the answer?
No,
Do you kick him off the team?
He's
Do you give him a second and third chance?
No. I think the team does have to take the responsibility, though. And like Michael said, maybe you should be kicked off. Maybe you should, you've got to put your priorities straight. And you've got to take some time away from the team.
You can't keep finding these guys, because that doesn't seem to solve the problem. These guys are making too much money to